We've talked about the Metal Gear Solid remakes coming, we've talked about the future of the Ghost Recon franchise, but now let's talk about Splinter Cell. Ubisoft is trying to revive a lot of their old, popular, unused franchises, most notably Splinter Cell and the Prince of Persia franchise, which are both set to receive big budget remakes alongside other games in their respective franchises. So let's talk about the Splinter Cell remake first of all. Ubisoft released a video announcing the Splinter Cell remake in December 2021. It will be a remake of the first Splinter Cell game using an advanced version of the Snowdrop engine and will be developed by the devs behind Far Cry 6, Ubisoft, Toronto. On November 19, 2022, new concept art was shown online, with it being referred to as early concept art. According to IGN, creative director Chris Orty confirmed that the Splinter Cell remake is still very early in production and it sounds as though it's still a long way off. But by the time it gets here, it looks as though it will include some improvements on the original. 20 years later, we can look back at the plot, the characters, the overall story of the game and make some improvements. Things that might not have aged particularly well, said creative director Chris Orty, but the core of the story, the core of the experience will remain as it was in the original game. Obviously, a special forces soldier will be better trained, said technical director Christian Carrier. They're going to breach differently or enter rooms differently to something like a regular security guard would. We can really improve AI engagement, how they're reacting and what they're reacting to, added senior game designer Andy Schmoll. With all of that, we can make improvements to the cat and mouse gameplay between Sam and the enemies, especially with our enemies behaving like trained professionals. So, what we can take away from this is that these remakes may serve as something similar to the Resident Evil remakes, where it was just a modernized version of the original games. AI engagement also seems to be a big focus. How the enemies react to Sam Fisher will be vastly improved, and they will try to make them as tactical as possible, where they will mirror trained tactical op professionals. The remake would reportedly improve on the atmospheric lighting with ray-traced global illumination, as well as the better audio simulation. Also, Ubisoft Toronto said in a statement on the official Splinter Cell website that they are going to keep it linear like the original games, and not make it open world. There is some concerning news behind this game, however, as the remake's game director David Grivell exited Ubisoft in October 2022, but there's no word on how his departure will affect the development cycle and eventual release going forward. Also, there was a Splinter Cell VR game that was cancelled alongside many of the 12 Battle Royale games Ubisoft had in development at one time, one being another Tom Clancy named title, Ghost Recon Frontlines. So when can we expect to play the game? When can we expect to see the release of this new Splinter Cell remake? Well, it seems the game has entered early production as of November 2022, so perhaps we may see the first remake in 2026 or 2027 time period. Ubisoft has so many games in development, with 10 plus of those being Assassin's Creed titles. There's an Avatar game using Snowdrop engine alongside a massive galaxy-sized open-world Star Wars game that will also be using the Snowdrop engine. However, it seems we may know what is next for the Splinter Cell series beyond the first remake. So it seems the approach is similar to what Capcom is doing with the Resident Evil franchise, remake the older titles in the series with modern controls and updated visuals. There is no doubt that fans will be eagerly anticipating a new Splinter Cell game as they have been for years, so a remake of the original will be a slam dunk for Ubisoft if they do it right. Upon its success, it will be inevitable to get remakes of the 5 Splinter Cell games that came after the first in the franchise. This is seemingly the same strategy Ubisoft will be deploying on its Prince of Persia franchise to see if there is still interest for that franchise, and perhaps we may even see brand new entries into both Prince of Persia and Splinter Cell. Capcom is producing new games within its Resident Evil franchise along with remaking its older title. It is a brilliant strategy and one Ubisoft may be adopting for its dormant franchises in the future, and the wheels are already in motion. Guys, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this Splinter Cell remake. Do you think we are going to be getting a brand new entry into the Splinter Cell franchise, as well as brand new entries into the Prince of Persia franchise, as well as how many remakes do you think they're going to make? Do you think the first one's going to be successful? Are you confident in this team in making the remake for the Splinter Cell franchise? I hope they do a good job. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Peace out, God bless, and I hope to see you in my next videos. Take care, guys.